I'm realizing there's something that I have to do to be able to do this successfully. Because since starting this adventure, I've realized that to make an interesting video, I have to do interesting things. And sometimes that's harder than it seems. I mean, you know, I can't just make interesting videos at my house, for example. I have to go do something. I gotta do something, and I gotta film it and make it interesting. And so the more I try to make it interesting, the more I realize how much I'm gonna have to pay attention. Because sometimes it can be something small that I only notice for a fraction of a second. But then I'm like, oh, that was interest. That's how you do it. But the more I get into it, the more I like it. So it's interesting that through this lens right here, I seem to be changing this lens up here. The one through which I view my world, my environment. You know, it's like, my eyes are becoming a video camera. Everything I see is like a video. And now I'm just focusing on mastering the hardware and getting used to holding it out in public, which is what I'm doing right now. So it's interesting. The more that I'm looking into doing this, the more it becomes like a form of meditation. It's a way to document my life. It's a way to learn how to make films. It's a way. I'm realizing that in order to make my viewers feel something, I've got to feel something. Just being real and being able to observe how I feel and then put that into a video so that somebody somewhere wants to watch it. But I'll tell you what, the other day somebody sent me a picture that made me realize that my life is more interesting than I might have thought. And that picture was actually from somewhere completely different, like on the other side of the world, talking about India. And I looked at that picture. The first thing I thought when I looked at that picture was, wow, that's so different. And, you know, it's every day for them, but it's different to me, something I've never seen. Then I realized that my life is the same way. Exactly where I'm at, what I do, my day-to-day is normal to me, usually, but it could be totally crazy to somebody else who's never seen it before. It could be something they've never seen, and it could be interesting all on its own. But that doesn't mean I can get away with just randomly filming aimless content. Of course, right now I'm just practicing, so that's kind of exactly what I'm doing. But I'm realizing I'm gonna have to start doing interesting things. And that means I'm gonna have to keep on doing interesting things and get more creative and just generally make better content every time. No excuses. But I mean, right now, I'm literally just practicing filming anything. Because, I'll be honest, it's scary, even being out here with a camera. Honestly, terrifying. Because people look at you and they wonder what you're doing. But so far, I've only had one person ever ask. So I don't think they're that concerned about it. It's mostly me. But it still takes a lot of practice just to even get comfortable doing this. Like I'm saying. But the more I do it, the easier it gets. Here's the whole road. So the more I do it, the easier it gets. More creative shots, more camera angles, more work, and better videos. This one's better than the last one. That's all I'm trying to do. And that's a trap that I think a lot of us might fall into. Being like You know, I gotta make content as if I've been doing it for 20 years. But that's not the case. I just need to make content that's better than my last content. And that's literally it. That's all I gotta do. But yeah, it seems like there seems to be one thing that you need the most. And that's not actually a camera lens or a microphone or anything. It's simply confidence. That seems to be the biggest thing. Because if you don't, doesn't even work. Because if you don't have the confidence to start shooting something and be out here with a camera, you're never gonna make it. So that's the first step. I just shot the last 3 sequences in slow motion, so I take back everything I say. And confidence is only a small little part. Still gonna know to double check whether you're recording it in slow motion or not.